Hello, Stephen from Evergreen Fields. We're just going to go through changing the standard hook hitch into the ball hitch and the spoon on our spreader here. What's on the tractor here at the minute is the standard hook hitch. So it operates with any drill really that has the hook. So we're just going to lift up the arms. I'm just going to jump into the tractor then and unlatch the hitch. There we go. So our hitch is out. Just going to lift it a little bit to get a bit of access here.
Oh, look, last time you did this?
I would say 2-3 years ago. So just bear with me. So you always want to keep your balls clean. Why is that not going in there now? There we go. I'm going to get back into the tractor now again. I'm going to pull the ram back in. And that'll essentially lock the hitch into place. And then we will pick the spreader. The reason why I Hi-Spec our own spreaders and tankers with the ball and spoon setup, the main reason for me is when you hook into it, when you drive along the road, there's no bouncing and hopping and rattling behind you. It's nice and smooth. That is us hooked up the hitch. So we will connect the whole spreader up now. This is the awkwardest part of hooking this machine up, is getting the shaft on and getting it in on the spline, so you can see it's latched in there. And remember, always cover your shaft up. Next is our air lines. So we have a supply of air from the tractor and a service, which means when you put your foot on the brake, pedal in the tractor, it sends air back to the spreader and you've brakes on your spreader. That's just our stand for when we're dropping the spreader. Now connect up our electric and our hydraulic cables. So the tops of these spools that I'm putting in here, there's different colours, black, brown, that should be blue, and green. So the tops of them coordinate inside in the cab of the tractor. I have buttons inside in the tractor that are colour coded as well. So yeah, to be fair, every tractor is colour coded. Any of the new ones anyways, the older ones not so much. I'm going to get in and I'm going to figure out if I have the pipes in right. Okay, so the green spool is right.
Yeah.
So that's opening and closing the back door. So if you point the camera at the back, you'll see the door going up. On our black spool, these two pipes are operating the hydraulic suspension on the front of the spreader. On our blue spools here, they are operating the floor, the walking floor here. And also on the green spools, the back door goes up and down operating on these. So you can see on the inside of the tractor there, Philip, the colour scheme that I was talking about. So see the buttons here? We could do with a bit of a clean, but essentially there you have the green, blue, brown and black. Jesus, I'm cool. No, my luck now, the spreader will fall off. So we're just going to pull it out here so we can see a little bit more. Everyone will have their own terminology of what they call everything on the machine, but we call these the discs or the spinners. So the PTO that I plugged in on the front, the shaft runs down underneath the spreader onto the gearbox at the back and essentially drives the two discs. That's how that works. I'm going to open up the hood now in a second and we'll see the inside of the machine. So when the spreader is loaded, you put your floor moving on the inside with your spool and you are transferring the load to the back door. So as that's happening and the PTO is on, again, everyone's terminology is different. I call this a chain beater. So essentially this is rotating. And when it's rotating here, the chains are going around and it's pulling the material as well back to the discs to help it fall on the discs. And as well as that, it breaks up the material. So when it's doing that, you have the floor pulling the sludges or compost, whatever you're spreading, back to the back door. You have the chain beaters also going, operated by the PTO, and that's dropping it onto the discs here. When it drops it onto the discs, it's spreading it even out the field. So now actually something that we made up ourselves is this little plate here. Sometimes with the material, if it sticks together a lot, it can leave a track down in the middle here. So with us having this bit of an angle on here, it basically keeps the material broken up as it's falling down. So these Hi-Specs, you can go down the tram lines with these and you'll get a 24-metre spread on these. Now the only thing is you're at a high rev to get that distance on it. We'd normally be operating at maybe 15 to 18 metres of a spread is what we do. Downside really is diesel. You're going to burn a lot more diesel. You're on a higher rev. If you need to go down the trams to spread, you have to operate at that speed. A lot of the spreading we do, you're spreading on the field and then the farmer's coming along ploughing it in, so it doesn't make any odds.
How many tracks you make?
Yeah,
right?
pretty much. Really going down the tram lines would be if you're top dressing a crop. You go down the trams and obviously you want to spread it out as far as you can. So that's the idea of that. Okay. So Billy is going to take over now and show you how to go spreading today.
You can stand right at the back and it'll automatically happen for you, Philip.
So there's a couple of gearboxes on this. So you have your rear gearbox at the back here. So your PTO is driving this box. So you have your little oil level on it there. And on the opposite side you have your chain. So the chain is driving the beater off this gearbox here. Now we're over and back. But inside here you've got a chain that comes down along and it's driving off the box, off the spinners, off the discs, which is then turning the beater inside. One problem with the beater is it will pick up bits of plastic, which you can see there, little bits of net. Is your oiler for the chain here. So inside here, as I was saying, you have a big long chain. It's important to keep oil on that. If you don't, the chain will snap. It's happened to us. You can also, inside in the box here, you can set the tension on that chain inside. So it's a real user-friendly machine, to be fair. The door in the tractor, the back door is going up. So as it's going up, this tab here, we'll get a shot of it in a second, this tab starts coming up. So you know the door's open at number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So obviously the further up you go, the higher the door is. So it's a good guide to let you know where the door is. They don't give trouble, these spreaders. The only thing with them is keep them greased, change the oils in the box, and make sure the chain is getting oil as well on the side. The only bloody thing with these, it's the same with any of these spreaders with the chain on the floor. If something gets under the chain or under the slat, it can take the chain off the sprocket, and if that happens, your floor is gone. There's 2 tensioners on the front here, so you need to keep a little bit of tension on these, and you need to keep an eye on them when you're spreading. Like, you're looking out the back window, so it's not a big job. And that's essentially a very quick run through of how a Hi-Spec operates. So yeah, thanks for watching.